Hello everyone, I'm MVL and welcome to this unboxing of Starlink Battle for Atlas, and if you stick around to the end there's some gameplay as well. This is the Nintendo Switch version, reduced from $69.99 to $19.99 from game, and as you can see here it includes Star Fox, which is exclusive to the Switch version, and a hefty download. Shame not all of the game is on the cartridge, but there you go, it's great to have this anyway because it has Fox McCloud in it. On the back here you can see some images of the gameplay and a bit of the toy-to-life action on the back as well. Now let me tell you that 82% of this game was sold for the Switch console in the UK. That tells you the draw that Fox McCloud has on this game. And you can see here some of the contents included, including the controller mount, Fox McCloud, Mason Rana, the other character you get here, and the Arwing, including the flamethrower and the frost barrage to game, and a poster that's also in this box. There are also a number of extra characters and weapons you can purchase separately to add to the game. In fact, I initially planned to pre-order this to get a pre-order bonus character, but I'm really glad I didn't because the price of the game fell rapidly after release. Now the packaging actually looks really nice. There were a ton of these boxes next to a ton of PlayStation Classic Minis, which were also reduced in game. And you can see here I can open this up next to the hanging tabs here, and we can get inside the box and take a look at the contents within. So let's see what we have here with the Starlink Starter Pack. First up we have this poster, and this is pretty neat, so let's take a look at this. First up we have the Starlink Battle for Atlas poster, including Fox McCloud. Really nice, I wouldn't mind having that up on my wall. And on the back here we can see some extra characters and some ships and some weapons you can add to your collection if you wish. Here's the game, and let's open that up. Again, it's a real shame that not all of the game's on the cartridge and you have to download a chunk of it. Unfortunately, that's the price we pay to have the Star Fox characters in this game, but that was the draw for the Nintendo fans to get this game on this system, and that's why it was so much more popular on that system in the UK. Now you don't get a full manual in here, which is a bit of a shame. You do have the cartridge, which you will need to play the game, because despite downloading a ton of it, it's still a physical copy, so you'll need that cartridge to play it. Here we have the Toys to Life. First, we've got to take a look at the Arwing, and it does look really good. Makes you want to play with it. Woo! 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 Do a barrel roll! Woo! With that said, this is really nice looking. Will be a nice display piece. I'm not a big fan of Toys to Life because they take up a lot of space, but it is pretty cool. Here we have the controller mount, and man, this is what you expected to play the game with. You dock the ship and your pilot into that. I'll show you that a bit later in the video how that works. Here's one of the pilots, Fox McCloud. Yeah, and he does look pretty good. It's a shame you can't dismount him from this plinth that he's on, but you need that to register him, to scan him in the game. Here's the other pilot who I really don't care about because he's not Fox. And we have the weapons here. Here's the flame weapon that you get, and you have loads of different types of weapons you can use in this game. You can buy them separately, of course, and here's the ice weapon. Different weapons have different effects, as you can imagine. You can also use the Arwing's lasers as well if you put no weapon on. So here's the mount. You have to use this to register the items. You slide in your Joy-Cons like this, and once you've scanned in your pilot and your ship, they stay in the game's memory for a little while, so you can switch controller after that, which I will be doing. You will of course need to scan them again every now and then to remind the game that you own them. So the pilot clicks in like this. Of course we're using Fox McCloud. Who else would we use with this version of the game? And we're going to put the Arwing over him just like that. You can see where the connector is there, and we'll just slot it on top like that. Once you've done that, it actually covers up the pilot, which is a bit of a shame. You can just about see Fox through the cockpit there, but other than that he's almost invisible. But you can of course take the ship off, and you can take the wings off the ship if you want as well. But talking about the wings, we're going to need to mount them with some weapons. It's done very easily. You just click them on to the wings like that. You can put different weapons on if you have them, or different wings on, and mix and match the ship to any way you want. And of course we have that other pilot just over there who I really don't care about because he's not Fox. So there's the controller. That's what we're going to be playing the game with. And is it comfortable? No, it's not comfortable. It's just awkward to play with. It's not terrible, but if you have a pro controller, I would advise using that once you've scanned in the ship, the weapons, and the pilot and all that stuff. I'm not a big fan of the Toys to Life. It's a lot of clutter. I would rather it was just included in the main game. And here's everything that is included in the game. The starter pack that you get, reduced with that sticker over Fox's face. You have the poster. I like the poster, that looks pretty good. You get the all-important game, which I'm glad that there's a physical release even though some of it's downloaded. There's the other pilot and the magnificent Arwing, which I discovered that some of the parts actually move, which was really cool. So just before we go over to gameplay footage, there's me playing around with the Arwing just a little bit longer with Fox McCloud in the pilot's seat. With that said, I will show you exactly how this technology works in the gameplay footage, which we will move on to right now. So get ready for some Starlink Battle for Atlas. So here is the title screen for Starlink Battle for Atlas, and as we move on to the main screen, it generates a completely random ship. It will of course recognize your ship when you add it, as it did here when I put the Arwing onto the controller mount in real time. Here's linking a pilot as you start a new game. When I attached Fox McCloud, we get this awesome introduction to him as the pilot, which looks fantastic. It's really cool. They have extra cutscenes in the game as well for these characters. And despite the graphical differences between this port and the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, this one has Fox McCloud, everybody. That's why you want to get it. So here we can link a ship as well, as we put that on top of the controller mount exactly as shown in the instructions right there. I place on top the Arwing to complete the package, as I do right here, and we can see it. And I also attach the wings separately, which you can take off. You can customize your ship with other parts from different ships if you had them. Here I'm also going to replace the laser cannons with the frost barrage and flamethrower and get ready for battle. So moving into a cutscene opening from the game. The cutscenes look really good. The game's presentation as a whole looks fantastic, and the gameplay is pretty fun as well. Here's the other pilot that we saw, and some other characters you can also play as if you purchase them separately and add them to the game. Trouble is brewing for these characters, as hot on the heels of one of them are the bad guys shooting at their ship and getting ready for conflict. But a mysterious stranger emerges. That's right, as I alluded to, there are extra cutscenes for the Nintendo Switch version featuring Star Fox. There you have Fox McCloud and his buddies in the Arwings ready to strike, and this looks so good. This is exactly how Star Fox Zero should have played, with traditional controls for a space shooter. It plays really well. It's really fun to get stuck into the space combat and blast things. Granted, you are limited by the options that you have. If you purchase separate weapons and attach them to your ship, you can do more in the game. You're more effective against certain types of enemies, and you can get extra items which help you progress through the game. The game itself is pretty grindy. You have combat in space and on planets as well, and it's pretty seamless with very little loading screens in the game. I actually hope that Nintendo allows Ubisoft to make a proper Star Fox game down the line, since they did do well with the Mario & Rabbids game. And there you have it, that's my unboxing for Starlink Battle for Atlas. If you liked the video, please leave a like or a comment to let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. And if you like, you can support me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you for watching, I've been MVL, and I will catch you next time.